Good morning, friends. I'm Sunita Fadkule, professor in mechanical engineering, working at JSPM's Jaywantrao Sawant College of Engineering, Hadapsar, Pune. This is our video lecture number 34, which is on unit number 4, that is on balancing. Today, we are going to see numericals on balancing of multi-cylinder inline engine. This is part 1. Learning outcome is you will be able to estimate the unbalance of multi-cylinder inline engine. What we have seen in the earlier lecture, let us revise. So reciprocating unbalance, we have learned theory in earlier lecture, correct? The unbalanced force in reciprocating engine is given by the formula F is equal to mr omega square cos theta plus mr omega square upon n into cos 2 theta. Okay, where this component, that is mr omega square cos theta, is known as a primary unbalanced force, and this component, which is mr omega square upon n into cos 2 theta, is known as a secondary unbalanced force. Now, we are always interested in maximum value of the force. So here also, we always will consider maximum value of primary force. What is it? mr omega square. That means when cos theta is equal to 1. Okay. So primary force is mr omega square. Maximum secondary force is mr omega square upon n. Okay. Now, we have also learned that we can imagine secondary crank, that is an imaginary crank. Basic crank is the primary crank. Okay, so that we can find out the primary unbalanced force based on primary crank diagram and secondary unbalanced force based on the secondary crank diagram. Okay, so if we compare these two, okay, based on those two forces, so mass at the crank wheel will be same. It will be considered as M in primary crank also, and secondary crank also it is M. Then length of the crank, if it is R in primary crank, it will be R upon 4N in secondary crank. Then angular velocity for primary crank, it will be omega. Then for secondary crank, it will be double, that is 2 omega. And angle turned by the crank, okay, between the two cranks, it is primary. If it is phi for primary crank, it will be 2 phi in secondary crank. Okay, so you will come to know these values when we will solve the problem. Okay, so let us read the problem statement. The cranks and connecting rods of a 4-cylinder inline engine running at 1800 rpm are 50 mm and 250 mm respectively. The cylinders are spaced 150 mm apart. If the firing order is 1423 and the reciprocating mass corresponding to each cylinder is 1.5 kg, then determine the unbalanced primary and secondary forces, if any, and determine unbalanced primary and secondary couple. Okay, see what is the data given. Speed is given 1800, so n is 1800 rpm. Okay, so we can find out omega 2 pi n upon 60, that is 188.5 radian per second. Then what else is given? Mass of the each cylinder is given that is 1.5 kg. Okay, so m is equal to 1.5 kg for all 4 cylinder. Then see, one thing is there in reciprocating engine problem. Okay, all the cylinders are same. That means they are having same mass, same radius of crank, same length of connecting rod. That means same n. Okay, almost in majority of the problem it is like this. So m is 1.5 kg. Then r is what? Radius of crank, which is 0.5 meter. The length of the crank is given, that is 0.25 meter. We can find out n, that is obliquity ratio, L upon r. So that is 250 upon 50, that is 5. Okay, and now here firing order is also given, that is 1423. Then angle between each crank, this it is not given, but we can easily find out. Okay, as I told you in the earlier lecture, if it is a 4-cylinder engine and it is a 2-stroke engine, how to find out the angle between each two crank? 360 divided by 4, that is 90 degree. So each two crank will be making angle 90 degree with each other. Okay, Then what we are supposed to find out? Unbalanced primary and secondary forces and primary and secondary couples. So FP question mark, FS question mark, CP question mark, CS question marks. Okay, P stands for primary, S stands for secondary, F for force, C for couple. Okay, now let us see. This is a configuration diagram. So this is front view and this is side view. Here actually there is no necessity to draw the side view because there are two views otherwise you have to draw. Primary for one is for primary crank diagram, second is for secondary crank diagram. But just this we have shown it in the for the primary crank diagram because that is our main crank diagram. So these are the cylinders 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So these are always shown like this, though firing order whatever may be. Okay, along the length of the shaft, crankshaft, we show cylinders like this only 1, 2, 3, 4. In side view, we have to show these cylinders as per the firing order, correct? Because based on this only, we are going to draw the force polygon and couple polygon. So what is the firing order given? 1, 4, 2, 3. That means what? First, at x-axis, that is positive x-axis, if it is cylinder number 1, then after cylinder number 4, there will be cylinder number 4. Okay, because this is going to fire. Then cylinder number 2 and then 3. So the firing order is 1, 4, 2, 3. This is given. You don't take 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise, your firing order will become 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it is given 1, 4, 2, 3. So you have to give this cylinder, show the cylinder in this sequence only 1, 4, 2, 3. Okay. Then we have to prepare the table. Okay. So how many planes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. For these 4 cylinders, 4 planes are there. Their mass is same 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. Okay. Then their radius is also same 0.5 meter. So what is centrifugal force? It is proportional to m into r because already omega square is same for all the cylinders. Okay. So here m into r is also same, that is 0.75 Newton for all cylinders, that is for all planes. Okay. Then what is the distance of each plane from reference plane? Now here you have to think where you will take the reference plane. Now in the reciprocating unbalanced masses, always it is better to take reference plane by symmetry. That means what? See here plane number 1, 2, 3, 4 are there. So you have to imagine the reference plane in between cylinders 2 and 3 so that it will maintain the symmetry. On left hand side cylinder number 1 and 2, on right hand side cylinder number 3 and 4. Okay. If it would have been 5 cylinder engine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then reference plane would have been at cylinder number 3. Okay. As there is no cylinder here inside, we want to maintain the symmetry. So reference plane, as I told you, you can take anywhere along the length of the shaft. So here we have assumed it at the center of the shaft. That is reference plane between 2 and 3. Understood? Now we have to write the distances of each plane from the reference plane. So the distance of plane number 1 from reference plane, it is given 0.225. Okay. Then cylinder number 2, 0.075 meter. Cylinder number 3, 0.075 meter. And cylinder number 4, 0.225. Okay. Now, as I told you in the earlier lecture also, that the moments by the cylinders, that means centrifugal force of the cylinder which are falling on the left hand side of the reference plane, those we have to treat as a negative. Okay. It is a sign convention. And the moments by right hand side cylinders, it will be positive. So we have to show these distances minus 0.225, minus 0.75, and these are the plus distances. See here. These are the distances. Okay. So for cylinder number 1 and 2, or that is plane number 1 and 2, it is minus. And for plane number 3 and 4, it is plus. Okay. Now write down the couple. You know couple is equal to force into distance. So force is m into r. Distance is L. So take multiplication of these two columns. Okay. So 0.75 into minus 0.225 minus 0.168. Similarly, this column will be multiplication of these two columns. Understood? These two are minus, these two are plus. Okay. Now here in rotating unbalance, there was only one column of theta because secondary force was not existing. in rotating unbalance. But as it is a reciprocating unbalance, okay, there exists secondary force also. So there will be two columns here. One is for primary angle and second is for secondary angle. Angle is given in degrees. Okay. So what we have imagined, cylinder number 1, it is at 0 degree angle. You can imagine 0 anywhere, here also, here also. Okay. In the next problem we have assumed here. So here it is a 0 degree. So cylinder number 1 for both the primary and secondary crank, it is at 0 degree. Now first we will write down only for the primary angle. Okay. Now see what is the angle between 4 and 1, 90 degree. Okay, so write down here for cylinder number 4, plane number 4, it is 90. Then for cylinder number 2, it is 180. Okay, and 3, it is 270. So for 2, it is 180. For 3, it is 270. Okay, now what you have to make here for secondary angle, just make it double. Okay, so that here cylinder number 4 is not at 90 degree, it is double. That means it is 180. Cylinder number 2, here it will be 360. Like this, we have to write down this secondary angle column. Okay, so 0, 0, the twice of 0, 0 degree, 180 into 2, 360 degree, 270 into 2, 540 degree, 90 into 2, 180 degree. Okay, now let us draw the second step. Let us see the second step. What is second step? You have to draw primary and secondary crank diagram. Remember one thing, friends, whenever you are going to solve this problem at home or in the examination, you have to draw all these diagrams on one page only, and you will be given half imperial size sheet. Okay, because you have to refer this primary crank and secondary crank diagram to draw these couple and force polygons. Okay, so force there, so overall there are 6 diagrams: primary crank diagram, secondary crank diagram, then primary force polygon, secondary force polygon, then primary couple polygon, secondary couple polygon. Primary crank diagram, you have to draw primary force polygon and primary couple polygon based on this diagram, that is primary crank diagram. And you are going to draw secondary force polygon and secondary couple polygon based on secondary crank diagram. Okay, now let us draw this primary crank diagram. Okay, see, this is nothing but your side view. This is the angular position of all the cylinders, that is all the planes. Same you have to draw here, or even if you don't draw this side view, you have to draw primary crank diagram based on these primary and secondary angles. Okay, so let us draw this primary crank diagram. So cylinder plane number 1 is at 0 degree and plane number 2 is at 180 degree. Okay, see, plane number 1 you can show here 1, then 2 is 2 is making 180 degree. So here it is mass crank mass number 2. Okay, then plane number 3, it is at 270. Okay, so from here it is 270, and plane number 4 is 90 degree. This is plane number 4 is 90 degree. Understood? Okay, so actually see, don't confuse between this one. The angle between each two crank is 90 degree. See, 90 degree, but you have to measure all the angles and show here from first crank. Those are the angles given here, right? From the here 0 to 180, 0 to 270, 0 to 90 degree. Okay, understood this diagram? Now you have to draw secondary crank diagram, this one. Okay, so again cylinder number 1, that is plane number 1 is here at 0 degree. Okay, then plane number 2, it is at 360 degree. That means from 1 rotate 360 degree, it will come here. So mass number 2, that is crank mass 2 is also here. Then cylinder number 3, 540. So 540 minus 360. Okay, it will be 180. So cylinder number 3, from here 1, it is 360 and 180. So here it is cylinder number 3. And then cylinder number 4 is at 180. So here it is again 180. Understood? So mass number 1 and 2 are here, 3 and 4 are here. Okay. Then this is rotating with omega speed. This is rotating with 2 omega speed. We have you can imagine any direction, anti-clockwise or clockwise, but accordingly you have to show the angle. if I will take clockwise direction, then after 1, 4 would have come here and 3 would have come here. Okay, so always assume one direction. I always assume anti-clockwise. Okay, so here also anti-clockwise, because here you have assume anti-clockwise. Okay, the crank radius is r here, it is r upon 4n here. Okay, now let us draw the force polygon. What do you require to draw the any vector or force polygon? You require vector length and vector direction. How will you get vector length? See here, what is the magnitude of each force? See, 0.75, 0.75, 0.75, 0.75 Newton. Okay, you can take any scale. All forces are having equal length. Okay, so you can take scale 1 centimeter is equal to 0.75 Newton. Okay, or any scale you can take. So how to find out this magnitude? So Fp is proportional to m into r. We are not consider omega square here. Okay, so Fp is equal to 0.75 Newton. Similarly, Fs is also proportional to mr, secondary force. Okay, secondary force, because it is see mr upon n. What is that? See, again I will repeat. What is, we are always interested in magnitude of primary force and secondary force. What is the magnitude of primary force is given? Fp is equal to mr omega square. Okay, and magnitude of secondary force mr omega square upon n. So here actually it is for secondary force mr omega square upon n. But as for all the forces, n is common, omega square is also common, even m into r is also common. But we have to take certain length. No, that's why we are taking m into r. So that is also 0.75. So you can draw now both the polygons having equal length of each vector. Okay. And as I told you in the earlier lecture also, that sequence is immaterial. You can take any sequence to draw the polygon. Okay, so let us see here. Always take a pole, that is 0 here. Okay, now we have taken a sequence here from 0 to 1. It is 0 degree. Now to draw this force polygon, primary force polygon, we have to take reference of this primary crank diagram. Okay, so let us say take the sequence, say 1, 4, 2, 3. You can take any sequence, your final answer will remain same. Your diagram will be different, but your final answer will remain same. What is your final answer? You will be getting close force polygon, primary force polygon. Even you will be getting close secondary polygon. Okay, and actually there is no need to draw the force polygons, because we have seen in the earlier lecture that by observations you can see here that forces are balanced. 1 is balanced with 2, 4 is balanced with 3. Here 3 plus 4 is balanced with 1 plus 2. But as you have to show it, you have to draw it. Okay, that this is a close polygon. So from 0 we have to draw 1 at 90 degree, at 0 degree angle. After 1 there is a 4. See here. So 0 to 1, 1 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 3. Okay, how we had drawn? As per the direction of this one. Okay, 0 to 1, 1 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 3. So you got this close polygon. Okay, this is a primary force polygon. Okay, now here secondary force polygon, you have to refer this diagram. Okay, again I am telling you, you can take any sequence. Okay, so let us assume here. Now say 1 and 2 are on this direction, 3 and 4 on this direction. So let us start from O. This is a starting point, O. From O, say I can draw 1 here. Okay, then I can draw 3 here. Okay, then I can draw 4 here, and then I can draw I can draw 2 here, and I can draw 4 here. Or you can draw like this also, but this will not come. Now it will not come. Only thing is that here you have to come to the original position. So let us make it very simple. 0 to 1. Okay, this is 0 to 1, correct? 0 to 1. Then it is 2. So see, from 0 to 1, 1 to 2. We reach here. Now 2 to 4, 4 to 3. Again we came here. So though it is not polygon physically, this is a straight line. But this is called as a closed force polygon. Why? Because we have started from this point and we came to this point only. So starting point and end point of the this line is same. That's why it is a closed force polygon. Understood? So again, I will be explaining you. See, here it is 1 and 2 cylinder number. Here it is 3 and 4. So let us imagine, draw here. So suppose this is your this one, whatever yours pole point O. Okay. So from O I had drawn 1, then 2. Okay. Now 3 and 4 is in this direction. I am here. So from here you have to draw suppose 3 and then 4. So again I came here. Understood? So this is a closed force polygon. Okay. Now you have to draw couple polygon. Again you have to draw the couple polygon based on this primary crank diagram. Remember, there are only two things to draw the vector: magnitude and direction. Okay. Directions are given 1, 4, 2, 3. Magnitude is given by this column. Okay. Couple magnitude. So now see, for cylinder number 1, it is negative couple, minus 0.168. Take any suitable scale. Minus means what? It will be not in the direction of the force, but it will be opposite to the direction of force. For example, cylinder number 1, direction is outward direction for force is towards positive. Okay, towards positive x-axis, negative will be towards left. Okay, so let us imagine here point O, and from 0 to 1, you have to draw a vector 0, 1 towards left because your direction is negative. So we are drawing towards left. What is the magnitude? You can take the scale 1 centimeter is equal to 0.02 Newton meter. Okay, so 0 to 1. Now I am here. Now I am drawing 1 to 4. How this has come? See, magnitude is given from this table. It is minus 0.056. So minus means what? See, this is your direction. 2 direction is this one, no, sorry, 1 to 2, no, now which we are drawing 4, no, 2 we are drawing. Okay, so where is cylinder number 2? See, this one, 2 is towards left. Okay, and now which one is 2? No, yeah, negative. So it is towards left, positive. That means negative will be towards right. Okay, so from here you have to draw towards right. Okay, 4 to 2. Sorry, 0 to 1. Now the sequence they have taken. Let us take this sequence only. Okay, so I told you, you can take any sequence. So 0 to 1. Now we are here. You understood this one? This is negative couple. Okay. Now I am drawing 1 to 4. Let us see what is the angle for 4. See here. Angle for 4 is this one. Towards upward. Is it positive or negative? See here. It is positive. So I have to draw the vector vertically upward only by taking this magnitude. That's why from 1 to 4, see here, we have drawn from 1 to 4 upward. Now we are here. Now cylinder number 2, which is having negative couple, okay, and its positive direction is towards left. So negative will be towards right and magnitude will be whatever is given in that table. Okay, so this is cylinder number 2 here. See, cylinder number 2, this here it is positive. We have to consider negative, that is towards the right. Okay, then remaining cylinder number 3, which is downward and which is positive here. 3 is positive. Okay, this one. So now we have to draw from 2 downward line. This one, 2 to 3 downward. Okay, see, this is our starting point. This is our ending point. Polygon is not closed, but we have to close it because we want to find out the how much is the unbalanced primary force. So from joining vector from 3 to O, it will give you unbalanced primary couple. Okay, so join 3 to O. This is measure this length, how much it is, that will give you in some centimeter. Multiply by the scale, that will give you only M into R into L, that we'll see later on. So this will give you primary couple. How to find out the magnitude of primary couple? See, Cp is equal to length of vector 3O into scale, correct? And now into omega square, because your couple is given by Mr omega square into omega, Mr omega square into L. L is already considered here. See in this table, L is already here. This is MRL. Okay. So now actual value of couple, when I want to find out, I had to multiply by omega square here. Okay. Because only omega square was not there in that term. So primary couple is given by length of the vector 3O into scale into omega square. That will give you 560 Newton meter. Okay. Now let us draw the secondary couple polygon. Okay. It's very interesting. See, this is the diagram, secondary crank diagram. Correct? Now again, you have to refer. See, magnitude is going to remain same because M is same, R is same, L is same, omega square is same. So couple magnitude for secondary couple will be same. Only angle will be changing. You have to refer this column to draw the secondary couple polygon. Okay. So this column means this is the diagram you have to refer. Now see, for cylinder number 1 and 2, it is negative couple. See here, it is negative couple. And you know, as these are falling on right hand side, positive couple would have been on right hand side for 1 and 2 both. So negative couple will be towards left for both cylinder 1 and 2. And for 3 and 4, it will be positive. So it will be acting towards left only, that is outward. Okay. So let us imagine here, O point, that is a starting point. Here it is O, sorry, here. This is your O. Okay. Now let us draw for cylinder number. Take any sequence as I told you. Okay. Suppose I will be taking suppose 4 first. What's the magnitude of 0 to 4? So from as 4 is positive and towards left, from O draw 4. Then 3 is also positive, from 4 draw 3. 2 is negative. It is towards right, but here you have to take towards left. So 3 to 2 again towards left. 2 to 1 also towards left because it is negative. So my starting point is O, ending point is 1. I have started from here. So 0 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 1, 3 to 2, and 2 to 1. Understood? Okay. So your couple will be having this much length. Now see, this is starting point, this is ending point. So join this 1 to O, that we join this line. This is your secondary couple polygon. Okay. You can take any you can draw any diagram, any sequence. You try at home. It is very interesting. You will get the same answer. You will get same length. Please try at home. Okay. Take any sequence. Take all the sequences and draw. In every sequence, you will get the same answer. Okay. So measure this length for secondary couple. That will be length of the vector 1O. This is vector 1 to O. This is the length into your scale into omega square. Okay. If this is sorry, n here I have forgot n here. Forgot to take n because this table, sorry, that is a mistake. This see, secondary couple is mr omega square upon n into L. Now n we have not considered here. So you must consider here n. Okay. So sorry, this is n. You please while calculating consider here omega square upon n. So this couple will be reduced. Okay. So CS will be, answer will not be 320 Newton meter. It will be 320 divided by n. What is the value of n? 5. So 320 divided by 5. That will be your answer. Understood? Okay. So I hope you have understood problem number 1. Now let us go to problem number 2. Okay. Now see, read the statement. An engine having 5 cylinders in line works on a 4-stroke cycle. The distance between the center lines is 375 mm. Okay. And the reciprocating mass for each cylinder is 15.875 kg. The crank radius is 114.3 mm and the connecting rod length is 450 mm. The engine runs at 600 rpm. Examine the engine for the balance of primary and secondary forces and couples. Determine the maximum values of these and the position of central crank at which these maximum values occur. Okay. Now see, what is the given data? This is a 5-cylinder engine and which is a 4-stroke engine. Okay. 1 second. So let us see the given data. What is given data? Distance between each cylinder is 0.375 meter. See here. Distance between each cylinder. There are 5 cylinders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I told you in the front view, you have to always show the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only in the side view, sequence will be as per the firing order. Okay. So distance is 0.375 meter between each cylinder. Then mass is given, R is given, L is given. So you can find out N, that is obliquity ratio L upon R, that is 3.94. Then N is given, that is RPM. You can find out omega, that is 2 pi n upon 60. Okay, so omega is 62.832 radian per second. Okay, now it is firing order not given in this problem. What you will do? You can imagine any firing order. So there will be different answers for different student, because somebody may take firing order 13424, 13524. Somebody may take 12534. So depending on your firing order, your answers will be different. Your unbalanced forces or couples will be different. Okay. So let us assume here, or it is better that if it is not given, no, you assume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So firing order, it is not given. So we assume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then what is the angle between each two crank? If it would have been 2-stroke engine, it would have been 360 divided by 5, because it's a 5-cylinder engine. So that would have been 72 degree. But it is a 4-stroke engine. So angle is twice, that is 360 into 2, 720 divided by 5, that is 144 degree. Okay. And what is unknown? Primary force, secondary force, primary couple, secondary couple. Okay. So let us draw this configuration diagram. Okay. As I told you, reference plane here, you have to always select the reference plane such that it will maintain the symmetry. So by taking reference plane at cylinder number 3, the forces or forces will be symmetrically arranged. Okay. So let us draw then table, prepare the table. So there are 5 planes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are the masses for each plane? Same, that is 15.875. What are the radius of crank for all 5 cylinders? 0.1143 meter. Then what is the centrifugal force? This into this column. We have not taken omega square because that is common. Even this is also common, but we can write on here 1111 also, because all are same. You can write on any figure here. So this into, but we, as whatever the procedure we have followed in rotating unbalanced, same procedure we are going to follow here, so that you should not have any confusion. Okay. So M into R, this is 1.814 Newton. So for all cylinder, forces are same. Now distance of these planes from reference plane. Okay. So see here, these 2 planes will be having negative distance, because those will be negative couple. Okay, because those are clockwise. And these 2 cylinders 4 and 5, this will be producing anti-clockwise couple. Those will be treated as a positive couples. Okay, so negative distances, positive distances. What is the distance of plane number 3 from 3? 0. Okay, so the distances of 1 is minus 0.75 meter. Okay, from 2, for 2 it is minus 0.375 meter. For 4 plus 0.375, for 5 plus 0.75. So that is written here. See, distances minus minus 0 plus plus. Okay. Now for the couple, take product of these two, MR into L. Okay. When you want to find out actual value of couple, you have to multiply by omega square. For primary couple, for secondary couple, you have to divide by N. Okay. So minus 1.36 minus 0.68, then 0, this one. Okay. So these are the, now here you have to draw the angle. Okay. Based on this one, you have to draw the primary crank diagram here. Now let us see. Now this sequence is dependent on firing order. But as no firing order is given, what firing order we can consider? 1, 2, 3, 4 we have simply considered. So 0 to 1, 144, plus 144, 288, plus 144, 432. 432 minus 360, 72 degree. 432 plus 144, 576, minus 360, 216. Understood? This is primary angle. What is secondary angle? Just make it double. 144 into 2, 288. 288 into 2, 576. Minus 360 will give it 216. 432 into 2, 864. Minus 360 minus 360. Okay, that will give you 144. Then 576 into 2, that will give you 1152. So minus 360, minus 360, minus 360 will give you 72 degree angle. Okay. Now you have to first, let us draw first primary crank diagram based on these angles. Okay. So show here primary crank diagram. So now here purposely we have assumed cylinder number 1. You can assume anywhere reference. So here we have assumed cylinder number 1 here at along the positive y-axis. So 1 is here. What is the angle between 1 and 2? 144. Okay. So from here measuring 144 angle, here it is 2. Okay. Then what is the angle between for 3? It is 288. Okay. So from 0 draw 288. It will be mass number 3. Okay. Then draw 4. Angle is 72. Always you have to take this reference. So from 1 it is 72. Here it is cylinder number 4. What is the angle for 5? 216. Okay. So from 1 it is 216 is here. This one. Okay. So if you say angle between, now each crank is coming here 72 degree, but it is not 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5 sequence we have taken 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. 1 2 3 4 5, and as per these angular positions we have drawn this primary crank diagram. Okay. Similarly we have drawn secondary crank diagram. So for example cylinder number say 2, angle between 0 to 1 is 288. So here it is 1, cylinder number 1. So 1 to 2 is 288. It is falling here 2. Okay. Between 3 it is 288. Then here it is 576 minus 3 is 216. So from 1 you have to draw cylinder number 3 at 216 degree angle. So from 1 to 3 it is 216. Okay. Then 4, 144 degree. So from 1 it is 144 degree. Here it is 4. And for 5 it is 72 degree. So from 1 to 5 72 degree. Okay. See, primary crank diagram and secondary force diagram, physically it is same. Okay. See, 1 2 3 4 5 masses are there. Here also 1 2 3 4 5 masses are there along the same angular positions, but their sequence is different as per this angular position. So what is the sequence for primary crank diagram? 1 4 2 5 3 here according to primary crank diagram, and for secondary crank diagram 1 5 4 3 2. Don't consider, now you have to just draw the force polygon as per this diagram. Primary force polygon, as per this diagram secondary force polygon. Again you can take any sequence for drawing the force polygon, and again to draw the second couple polygon. Now what is the force magnitude? See, centrifugal force for primary force it is same, m into r, we are dropping omega square. For secondary force mr omega square upon n, but n is also same, omega square is also same, so we can take the same scale. Okay. So magnitude is 1.814 for all forces. So here it is, you can take a scale, suppose 1 centimeter is equal to 1.1814. Okay. Take any sequence. So right now you are starting from here, this is a pole point. Okay. So consider this is the primary crank diagram, and you have to draw this primary force polygon. So starting from 0 to 1, because 1 is upward. Then this is 4. So 1 to 4. Then 4 to 2, because this is 2. Then 5. So 2 to 5. And then 5 to 3, because this is 3. So starting point is O, ending point is also O. Okay. So this is a pentagon you are getting. Similarly for secondary force, same diagram is there, only sequence is different. You must get close polygon. Okay. So what is the sequence here we have followed? From 0 to 1 upward, then 1 to 5. See, this is 1 to 5. Then 4, 5 to 4. Then this is 3, 4 to 3. And then this direction is 2. So 3 to 2. So using your roll and draw, you have to just draw the parallel line. Don't measure the angle. Don't waste your time. Once you draw this primary and secondary crank diagram, no, then you have to just use roll and draw to draw this couple polygon and force polygon. Understood? So as we have seen in the earlier lecture that for 5-cylinder inline engine, forces are balanced, primary and secondary, both the forces. So that's why we are getting closed polygon. So what is your conclusion? There is no unbalanced primary force. There is no unbalanced secondary force. Okay. Now let us draw the couple polygon. Let us draw first primary couple polygon. Okay. So how many vector will be there? 5. And you have to see that whether you are getting closed polygon or not. If you are getting closed polygon, there will be no unbalanced primary couple. If you are not getting closed polygon, whatever the length of the vector is there joining last point to initial point, that will be unbalanced primary couple. Okay. So here now there is a negative positive one. So cylinder number 1 and 2 will be negative couple. So that means what? See, cylinder number 1 is having positive direction upward, outward. So negative will be downward. Okay. So see here, starting point is here. 0 to 1. Direction is negative, that's why downward. What's the magnitude? See here, magnitude is given in the table. 1.36. You can take suitable scale. Okay, 1.36. So then which vector we have drawn? 0 to 1, okay, 1 to 4 we have drawn. So what is 4 here? See, direction of 4 is here. That is positive couple. 4 is positive couple. 0.68 magnitude. Okay, so we have drawn in this direction. So from here 1 to 4, draw the parallel line to this 4. Okay, then which vector we have drawn? 2. Now see, 2 is this one, this direction. This is positive direction, but 2 is having negative couple, so it should be towards upward right. So that's why from here we have drawn upward towards right. This is 2. Okay, then cylinder number 5. It is positive in this direction. So from 2 you have drawn a line parallel to that vector, that is 5. Okay, now see, this is your starting point. Okay, and this is your ending point. You have drawn 4 vector because 1 is 0 only, no? This couple, this is 0 only. So you have drawn 4 vectors. 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 4 to, sorry, 0 to 1, 1 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 5. 4 vectors you have drawn. Now this is your ending point. This is your starting point. Polygon is not closed. So how much is the unbalance? 5 to 0. Join this one. This will represent unbalanced primary force. Okay. Measure this length. Multiply by. Where is this one? Couple. Multiply by. So this is length of the vector 5O into scale into omega square, because you have taken certain scale, no? So you have to convert it into original scale into omega square. So this will give primary couple magnitude 7020 Newton meter. So this is length of the vector 5O. See, this is your 5O. Understood? Now let us draw the secondary couple polygon. Okay. You have to consider this secondary crank diagram. Okay. Now 1 and 2 are negative. So what is the direction of 1? Downward, not upward. What is the direction of 2? Not in this direction, but negative means in this direction. Okay. So let us starting from 0. Now 1 is positive, negative. So we are drawing towards downward. What's the magnitude? You can take the same magnitude. Okay. This one, couple. Only these directions will be different. So same magnitude you can take, certain scale, same scale also you can take as primary couple polygon. Okay. So 0 to 1. Now you are drawing 5. I told you any sequence you can take. 1 to 5. How you have drawn this vector? Why this? See, this is your 5 direction. This is positive. So you have drawn the vector in this direction. From 1, draw this vector. Then we have drawn 4. See, here it is 4. It is positive. So we have drawn the vector in this direction. So from 5 to 4. Then 4 to 2. In this direction. See, this is your 2 now. 2 couple is negative. See here. Couple number 2 is negative. So positive couple is in this direction, negative will be opposite. So from here we have drawn opposite, that is 2. Now see, you are here. Now this couple is 0 only for cylinder number 3. So there are 4 vectors. Have you drawn 4 vectors? Let us check. From 0 to 1 first vector, 1 to 5 second vector, 5 to 4 3 vector, 4 to 2 fourth vector. Now this is your ending point. This is your starting point. So from 2 to O, join this ending point with starting point. This will be your unbalanced secondary couple. See how much is the length, how much is the magnitude, so much high. Why it is so high? Here also, because we have taken the firing order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So how to calculate this secondary couple now? See, length of the vector 2O. See, this is your length of 2O. This is point number 2, ending point, point number O, starting point 2 to O. Measure this length. Okay. So that is 2O into scale into omega square upon n. I forgot to write down n here. Sorry. So length of the vector into scale into omega square upon n. That is some 3.94 value is there. So your secondary couple magnitude will be 2912 upon n. This is your final answer, Newton meter. Okay. Now see, in actual what we are doing, we want to reduce this couple, no? Couple is present there, but how will you reduce this primary couple magnitude, secondary couple magnitude? How will you reduce this value? By taking different firing order. Don't take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can take 1, 3, 5, 2, 4 or 1, 2, 5, 3, 4 like this. Any, that is by trial and error method, and you have to find out how much is the less couple you are getting. There is no question of forces. Forces are balanced. You take any firing order, but couple will be, the magnitude of the unbalanced couple is dependent on firing order. If your firing order is different, your unbalanced couples will be having different magnitude. Okay, so this is homework for you. Okay, try this different firing order. Okay. And the other advantage of this firing order, taking 1, 3, 5, 2, 4 or anything, that your heat is also balanced. The heat produced by cylinder number 1, after that 3, after that 5, then you again come to 2 and 4. So that will balance the heat generated also because of the working of this one. So that will, so there are twofold. That means you can balance the engine by taking certain firing order, or you can create a less unbalanced couple, primary and secondary, by selecting the firing order, and even heat produced will also be balanced. Okay, so this is a homework for you, that take the select such a firing order which will give you minimum couple. Okay, so what firing order you can take? Say, I will tell you, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can take 1, 3, 5, 2, 4. Okay, you write down 1, 3, 5, 2, 4. Or you can take 1, 5, 3, 2, 4. Take anything. At least 2 you can try and just see the difference. Okay. So I hope you understood the 2 problems. In the next lecture, we are going to solve 2 problems again. One will be on 6-cylinder engine, and other maybe on 4 or 5-cylinder engine. Okay, so let us stop here. Thank you very much.